Now, listen, I have a question for you all. Was it me or did Martel literally just drive your nerves to their ends like bamboo shoots up through your fingernails? Was that just me? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 8, episode 4. As I asked you in the beginning, did Martel drive you crazy this episode? He, it was everything. Bamboo shoots up the fingernails. Fingernails being dragged across a chalkboard. It was just, I just wanted him to just shut up. His antics, his misplaced bravado, he just did not come off in a good light at all in this episode. And does he ever really? Again, I'm pretty new to the show, and he just comes across bad. Like, you come across bad. I wonder, does he ever actually really think that one day, see, all of this stuff right here, this is forever. It's like a diamond. Diamonds are forever, and so is the internet. This stuff never goes away. Once it's recorded, anything that I say that is off color, I will be paying for forever. I mean, I've done it. I've said things, and it's like people never let you forget it. You know, that's why it's best to really, when you step up onto these platforms, don't say anything that you're not willing to say again. But I kind of live my life that way. If I say it once, I promise you I'll say it again. And 9 times out of 10, I'll add to it before I ever take anything from it. But that's what you need to be in that space, because it doesn't go away. Somebody is screen recording you. Somebody is screenshotting you. Somebody is just recording it down, because some people love you and they hang on to everything that you say, and in adoration. And there's some people who just cannot stand you, and they're waiting on you to make what they see as a slip up. So that's my question. Does Martel actually think that these things are going to go away, or does he actually think that his children at some point are actually going to see the way that he performs, the way that he speaks about their mother, the way that he is twisting and turning and, quite honestly, lying? You're lying, sir. Like, there's just times when I wouldn't give a good goddamn what you say. You are on here flat out lying, deflecting. I can see it all in you. Anybody that knows body language know you full of shit. Period. Your body language is so telling. Anyway, we'll get to it. But he drove me crazy in this episode. You drove me nuts, man. Anyway, let me start with this, as I gave her a little bit of a hard time in my last 1 or 2 episodes. Kimmy, Miss Kimmy. If I could dish it, I could also move it. Kimmy was looking good in this episode. Every screen by screen, when they showed her, and she had her natural hair out, she just had her little fro and her little pants outfit in this first little situation that she had, where it was Kimmy, Destiny, and Tisha sitting down, or Tisha sitting down to talk. She just looked so nice to me, because that confessional look, I could not. That confessional look was horrible. That leather outfit was terrible, and I spoke about it. So if I could speak about it when something is not to my liking, then I could definitely speak about it when something is really to my liking. You tore this episode up, Miss Kimmy. Every frame, she was sharp. She really was sharp. I enjoyed it. Her little natural fro was everything. And makeup, banging. All of that. And that was just a regular look, but she just looked so good to me. And then the confessional look with the layered curls and the part down the middle, sharp. Makeup, perfect. It wasn't too much. What perfect. The outfit, fantastic choice. She just looked so good to me in this whole episode. So definitely hats off to Kimmy for that. Child, the spirit of Martel's trying to choke me, but that's all right, Martel, because I'm gonna still say my shit, so it don't matter. Anyway, so here's the thing. When it comes to Destiny looked nice in this episode too. But they sat down with Destiny and they basically told her, we talked and everything to Sunny and that kind of thing. And, we just had questions and we felt at liberty to pretty much ask. And she kind of was like, looking and everything like that. There's some misrepresentation of this relationship. Sunny is downplaying this relationship between her and Destiny like they weren't close. Everybody can see it. It's not, the facts are the facts. For whatever reason, she definitely did break girl code. She definitely did go low. You went low. It was like Tisha told her, I want to call her Tisha. Tisha told her, you a trifling type of chick. And that's the truth. Like, I would not deal with anybody that moves like that. I don't date my friends' exes. And I never would. First of all, I wouldn't want it done to me. Second of all, I think it's completely beneath me to get beneath somebody who's been on top of you and we friends. That just don't. It just, I've always said with my friends, listen, here's the thing. If you got a question about whether or not you doing the right thing as pertains to me, can you and I and that person all sit down at a table and have dinner together and it not be uncomfortable and me not soar a plate across the table at one of y'all? And you figure that out on your own. You don't need nobody to help you. If you spend any time with me, you would know the answer to that question. And then you move forth accordingly. It's very easy. But I don't see that kind of thing. It very much comes off, you played and you toyed with her friendship and her trust. And then you saw something that you wanted that she had, which is Moses. And I mean, I can see it. Moses is fine. Now, I ain't want to sit here in front. Moses is cute. But on the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't have Moses in a gift bag with a bow around his neck and nothing else on. There's integrity issues with him too. All these dates, the dates being shifted, the goalposts being moved, and we're devaluing portions and pieces of the relationships and stuff. It doesn't come off good. It's not a good look at all on him or Sunny. Now, and then I got to go back to Destiny. Were there any signs? Because you're kind of not taking accountability for anything else, because if you've ever been cheated on, there's signs, and you go back and you kick yourself. I've been cheated on. It was a bad situation. And then I have to take accountability. There were times when I knew I should have got out of it, and I went back and kicked myself and said, you dumb bitch, you should have gotten out of that a long time before it even got that bad. So I don't see any accountability with Destiny at all, because she's acting like she was completely blindsided. Maybe you didn't want to believe that Sunny would actually do that to you, But from what Moses is saying, everything wasn't everything with y'all. So maybe you didn't know that it was Sonny that was rolling up through the backyard, but something was off. Y'all wasn't just so in love and just so happy. That's bull. So, you know, even with all that said, Sonny and Moses are completely wrong. They're completely wrong. They're completely out of order. Anyway, so while I say things were being downplayed, when it slid out that Sonny, because Sonny keeps saying she was not my friend. We were not friends. I did a job for her, and then I said, that's a lie, Sonny. That's a lie. When that slid out that Sonny's sister invited Destiny to her surprise birthday party, boom. You don't even got to say anymore. You don't even have to say anymore. When your family members are considering her a friend. See, surprise birthday parties, acquaintances don't get invited to surprise birthday parties and things like that. Those are friends. When you come to a party and it's a surprise party for you, you're going to run into friends. Friends. And not even so much as plus ones, because people don't really even mess with plus ones very much when it's a surprise birthday party because you don't want the secret to get out. So all of this is saying, child, you lying. Sonny, you lying. Your sister saw her as your friend, so how did you not see her as your friend? Girl, you lying, honey. You lying like wall-to-wall carpet, and you need to stop. Just say it, girl. You literally stole her man, flat out. You sat up there, pushed your titties out, and moved forth and stole her man. Now, he was willing to go, but you didn't have to be the nasty piece that went and took him, honey. But whatever. Tacky. Very, very tacky. Now, here's the other thing. That little slight dig that we heard in a few episodes back, no, it was last episode. That little slight dig about Destiny may have slept with Martel, that's actually being held for now. But it came up again, so we're going to hear about that again when Mel made that. That was a slight that I don't know what anybody would do, that she don't trust Destiny all like that, that maybe Destiny slept with Martel. I said, I think Mel kind of like sprinkled that right where she wanted it. And like they were saying, you know, there's a lot going on, so they're just going to put it on the back burner for now. But we're going to hear about that again, I'm sure, but I'm willing to bet money. So Kimmy was trying to play peacemaker. She's like, well, trying to, well, would you be willing to have a sit down? Is that thing and the other? So she threw it out there. Would Tisha be willing to sit down with Stormy and work out and iron out their differences? And would Sonny be willing to sit down with Destiny? And baby, Destiny told her, listen, I'll sit down if Tisha sit down first. I said, uh-huh. And then I thought it was from when she said, listen, I don't have no smoke for them. I really don't. I ain't got no smoke for them. They did what they did. They did me. Okay, fine. I ain't got no smoke for them. But if they want some smoke, I will burn this down. I said, okay, sis. So, girl, I don't know. I don't know that there will ever be a time where she could actually sit with them and it don't be no smoke. That just, listen, I know me, there will be smoke, child. Smoke, fire, and throwing plates, honey. I'll be throwing plates, honey, like I'm on a video game. Don't play with me. Anyway, moving on. Martel sits down with Nell. This is when he first was getting on my nerves. Just completely disrespectful. And then he's denying that there was a video. He was sitting around there playing semantics, denying that he ever sent a video, saying he sent a photo. A photo from a video. A screenshot from a video is just as damaging as the video. Martel, knock it off. That's listen. If you ain't never heard it, I'm sure you have over here on Beyonce's internet. All of this, what you're doing, this playing semantics and moving these goalposts and carrying on. This is all a part of bitch assness. And you are oozing and dripping with it, sir. Oozing and dripping with it. I swear you are. And I mean it in the most disrespectful way. I really, really do. Because this is how you're acting. I know queens that don't carry on like this. Martel, you are a piece of work. You are a piece of work. I do. I honestly, I know queens, drag queens, trans women, and all that don't distribute the bitch assness that Mr. Martel is distributing around these streets. This is ridiculous. I sent a photo. I ain't send no video. Same difference, punk. Same difference of your wife. Like when you really piece that together, of your wife, lady that you, well, ex-wife, lady you got kids by. You sitting around trying to downplay the fact that you threatened her with revenge porn. And then you try to spin the story to make it look like it wasn't you and that it was somebody else banging around. Like, are you serious right now? That is so nasty, so vindictive, and so sideways. You act like you hate her. You do. You act like you hate her. It's like he hates Mel. Like you couldn't have possibly loved her ever at one time, the way that you going at her. Like that's crazy to me. Anyway, I would like to think that nobody that I've actually laid with, and you all even produce children, like you laid with this woman for years, that you would even think to do anything this dastardly to her, but whatever. That is really crazy. And the fact that you and your mother, as if he wasn't bad enough, even his mama is trying to downplay it. She a woman too. And you, really, ma'am? Would you have liked his father to do that to you? Huh, mama? That's a mess to me. That child, they are so interesting. Anyway, I can't believe I just actually really got into this show because I'm sure I probably would be ready to scream if I've been here for all of the seasons. If him and his mom was carrying on like this is something serious. Anyway, okay, so here's this thing. So Nell's talking to him, and Nell is basically telling him flat out, we are friends, and I'm telling you flat out, I am really disappointed with your behavior, and I'm being forced into a position because y'all are in such a bad place that I decided I'm having myself a party, and I decided, your behavior is of such that I feel like I need to choose between the two of you as to which one will actually be there. And with your behavior is bad. So I'm actually going to choose Mel over you at this time. And he literally dragged her in his confessional because he tried to act like he wasn't bothered, but he was completely bothered. And he dragged Nell in his confessional about her retracting his invite to the birthday party. So, like you could see him getting madder and madder as he was going through until he finally was like, F you and your party and all. Really? I was like, wow. And then try to throw, when she gave some examples of different things in family and how it falls out when, kids get involved and the kids be upset and how it could go really left and the situation is not what the kids actually think they're seeing. You just don't know about her situation where her stepdaughter, and he proceeded to try her about her being called a side chick. And you could tell that was like she was like, I'm not a side chick. I was never a side chick. She explained, she gave the timeline of her and Chris getting together and all that stuff. I was never a side chick. He literally was sitting there being very facetious, laughing in her face. He was very disrespectful to Nell and basically just like doubled down on her being a side chick. And she caught it. I said, oh, he is something else, honey. Something else. Anyway, moving right along. Speaking of somebody else who's just something else, Mr. Moses with his old fine self. Moses sat down with Maurice and Marceau. They were trying to talk to him, and I just kind of laugh at these two because these two are all. I said, who are y'all? They're like the Captain Save-A-Ho of the guys. And they come across, I be laughing at them because they give me Mario and Luigi, honey. I said, go crunch the turtles, honey. They literally are trying to like bring the boys on. Like I'm like, really? Captain Save-A-Ho. So they're talking to him. Moses, he thinks this whole thing is just no big deal. Which I don't get it. I don't get why he couldn't be this dense to think that what has happened and what he's done is just no big deal. Or maybe he is, because sometimes pretty comes in dense, honey. Pretty hurts, and sometimes pretty is a bit dense, and he's definitely pretty. But anyway, so he agrees that he would have a conversation with Destiny. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, you better be ready. Then he also, in that conversation, laid out and let them know that they have already, him and Sonny, have already begun the process of IVF to try to start building a family, which in turn kind of is proof that the timeline that him and Sonny is talking is a lie. The timeline that he is speaking of, it is just not working out at all. Them dates, and there's like a difference in there of like, they keep coming up with this April versus August. That ain't like 2-3 days or 2-3 weeks. That's some time. That timeline ain't timelining, okay?
The footage says it's a lie, bitch.
In short. Anyway, so that was that whole thing. I was like, that's a whole mess. Now let's go over here. I'm getting ready to say some things here. And I was trying to hold it, but I feel like I'm biting my tongue till my mouth is bleeding. Latricia and Stormy. So Trisha and Ken meet up with Stormy and Courtney. Okay. Didn't Courtney tell your ass that he wasn't going to no gym with these two freaks? That's what he said. He said he didn't want to go to no gym. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, whatever. But they end up having this double date at this gym. Okay. So here they are. And they're talking. The conversation really between Ken and Courtney was kind of like, it irritated me a bit because I was like, something ain't lining up right. Something ain't laying right. Something ain't really laying right. And then I kept looking at Latricia, and I'm noticing that they're giving her a lot of screen time here. Like, she's the new couple and all of this, and she's getting a lot of screen time, and she's irritating me. And I kept saying, am I being shady as to what it is about her that's irritating me? And I kept saying, something about the way she talks was irritating me. And I was like, stop it. Be grown up. Don't be like that. Stop it. And I had to keep on drawing myself back in because I kept looking at her. I was like, this broad got a trout mouth. She has a trout mouth and she's babbling on and she fucking ain't saying nothing. She ain't saying nothing. What she's saying sound like she leaving things out. So that's irritating me. The troutness of her mouth is irritating me on top of it. It's getting to a point where I feel like you kind of lying. And she's going on. She's talking about the nervousness that she has about things going left with him and her and this, that, thing, and the other. And then she really finally gets down to it. Child, you've been lying. You've been lying and omit. See, if you omit pieces, you're in essence lying. And it really depends on how important the thing that you're omitting is. You're talking about all this nervousness that you have about y'all getting together and all of this and that and all that. And you're talking about getting married and all this. And then you slipped up and let us know that you're still married, trout mouth. You're still married. So basically, all this time for these 2 episodes, your trout mouth ass been talking and you ain't saying nothing. You ain't engaged because you still married, sis. Some bullshit. And then you got Ken Ken, she said she didn't tell him basically that she was still married for 4 to 5 months into the relationship. And here he was still living with his ex. Okay, so with the both of y'all, I'll play along, but I really don't care anything about Latricia and Ken. And if I don't ever see him again, it'll be too soon. I don't even care about what y'all talk about. Y'all playing in each other's face, and then y'all playing in our face. To hell with Ken and Trisha, okay? I said she came across disingenuous because she felt like she wanted some smoke, like she ready to come in and just try to build something. I don't know. They rubbed me. They really rubbed me wrong. I don't know. I said, damn, that was fast. Rubbed me completely wrong. So at this point, when it comes to Trisha, and Ken drop off again, moving right the hell along. Moving on. Courtney and Stormy, go on, child. Y'all could have went to the Red Lobster hunting. Anyway, moving on. Chris and Martel. Chris got with Martel, and he saw this was another scene that drove me nuts. First of all, Chris came right to you, Martel, and ran it up in your chest. He told you need to apologize to my wife. Because, again, she did catch all of your slick shade that you were throwing at her when you sat down with Nell. She caught it, and she told her husband how she felt. And her husband said that he felt like you need to apologize. I don't know so much about that apology because he was still sitting there laughing in Chris's face until he saw that Chris was serious. Chris called him a motherfucker or two. And then he saw that Chris was really serious, and then he backed down. Bitch assness 101. He backed down, and I was like, good for you, Chris. And then Chris started questioning him about stuff, and he was deflecting and he was lying. There ain't no way around. He was deflecting and he was lying. He's like, pictures. Oh no, videos. He going back and forth, back and forth. What picture? What video? What? Just playing dumb, deflected and lying. He irritated me really, really bad. And here's the thing. At the height, as if I thought it couldn't get bad enough, getting any worse, rather. If I heard him say one more time, she's bullying me. Her is bullying me. That male, she keep bullying me. You big weirdo. You sit up here in all your bigness and all your talk about little male bullying you. She's bullying me and she won't stop. And if you don't shut your ass up, her is bullying me. It was really bordering on him downstairs. That's what it was bordering on. I was so sick of it. If you don't stop all that goddamn crying. And then Chris said, well, do you think you owe her an apology? Who? I said, see there, I told y'all, him downstairs. I owe her an apology. Her bullying me. Girl, shut up, honey. I'm sick of it. I was so sick of Martel. Martel got right up underneath my skin. I said, just shut up, Martel. Just shut up. It was ridiculous. He looked terrible in this whole episode. Moving on. Moses sits down with Destiny. And like I said, the goalpost being moved. These two are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there's a whole... I said, are y'all kidding right now? She talking about they broke apart in April or August. He talking about April. August, April. They can't get it together. I'm like, see, this is all a mess. This is all a mess. And it ended out. We ain't really get too much into it. They couldn't even decide upon when they actually split. So y'all sitting in each other's face and one of y'all lying. One of y'all lying. And I have to say, Moses, I think it's you that's lying. I think it's you that's lying. And I think you trying to play with her in front of these cameras, like you playing in her face. She better than me because, again, you know, plates. I keep taunting you with one of them plates, playing in my face like that and knowing that camera's running. I couldn't, me in reality TV. Oh, my God. Because if I know you playing for the camera, see, I am a performer. I am a performer. And I can perform on demand. And if you play in my face, baby, I'll give you the show of all shows. So she doing real good sitting there for me. But I just was looking at Moses. I said, mess. Between Moses and Martel, child, I had my fill for M&M's, honey. I'm just sick of it. Anyway, that's it for this episode. They still at the table, Moses and Destiny. We'll see what happens at the table when we get back next week. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and I will see y'all then. Later.